line. He said, our team played like a wild bunch of Razorbacks. That became their nickname. The Arkansas Razorbacks were one of my favorite friends and arguably my favorite sports hero of all time. Graduated. John Daly, man. I was his caddy at a golf tournament. I play golf with him once or twice, 3 times a year. You know what Frank Broyle said one time? What you see on film is what you coach. That stood with me my entire career as a coach. If your team's jumping off sides, missing tackles, lackluster effort, you're coaching that. Frank Broyles taught me that. What you see on film is what you coach. Ooh, pick silly. I love this hat. Here we are at the University of Arkansas, the home of John Daly. Frank Broyles. Pig Suey! Love this place. Look at this place, man. Look at that pig right there. This is one of the coolest stadiums I have seen. Let's go, Razorbacks. Let's go. Woo!
Live from the Bud Light Studios, produced by Christian Johnston, with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft. This is The Morning Rush.
All right, so what was the bigger event in Northwest Arkansas this weekend? Sorority Rush coming to a conclusion, or Arkansas's football scrimmage that apparently John Gruden
It depends who you ask.
took in?
Yeah. I saw he was in Norman, too. There were some pictures of him with Coach Switzer. So I don't know if he's driving through. Did he go to practice? Did we confirm that he was at the scrimmage? I don't know. But obviously he was in front of the stadium. Did he go to the Powerhouse? They reopen it for him to have a meal there. Was he spotted on Dixon?
Put this out yesterday, Sunday. Yesterday was the scrimmage day, so I'm just assuming he was there to take in the scrimmage. I don't have.
Wait, you said that into the microphone not knowing? You just assumed?
How are you? I mean, I don't have to use number on speed dial.
No.
Who do you want to ask on
I mean,
that?
on such a big point as whether John Gruden watched the practice or not.
He took a video. If he was in Norman on Saturday,
Yeah.
and he was in Fayetteville yesterday when the scrimmage happened, I think you can just put 2 and 2 together.
I don't
that
know.
he
He's in
watched
the media.
scrimmage.
It was closed to the media, sir.
I think he's
He
outside
may
of
have
that.
just shot the video and left.
Yeah.
You think he just did that, Big C?
It's possible.
Yeah.
Why not stop
He
at
may not
Fayetteville
even
and
known
look?
there's practice going on.
I'm gonna guess that he was invited to watch this. Just a hunch on my part, but
Probably
you
a
heard
good
it.
guess.
You heard a combination of that unboxing he did, where the Arkansas Communications Department sent him some Razorback memorabilia. That video at the tail end that we played of him being in front of the big hogs and water fountain, which I think I really like. What do you? I know it's more new age. What do you think of the new
it's great.
design?
Didn't Jerry and his family pay for that?
I
Believe
have
so.
no idea.
I'm
I
pretty
don't
certain that
know
was
who-
a gift from Jerry Jones and family.
Jerry and Gene Jones. I really like it. I think it's a good addition out front. A lot of people like to take pictures in front of it. And
Hell, as hot as it was, you ought to just jump right in the fountain.
yeah,
So,
Coach Silverfield had some fun. We'll get into some audio of him coming up in just a bit. But he had some fun joking about it. It's like, yeah, I don't know if we'll use the indoor, like leading up to it, because you got these media members are wondering, where are we going to go inside? But he pointed out, he's logic. He's like, man, it's going to be hot at 3:15 when we play North Alabama. It's going to be hot at 11 a.m. when we play Georgia. Didn't necessarily point to that when they go to Salt Lake City and they play that game at 8:15
So you can practice
local
on
time.
top of the indoor.
Yeah.
to prepare for Salt Lake.
I did hear him say that. So, yeah, trying to get the elevation. I don't know that quite is going to make the difference. All right, that's where we start. It's 9:04. Hopefully you're listening on one of our many ESPN Arkansas stations or the Hit That Line Now app. However you're joining us, thank you for being here. The Hit That Line Now app is powered by Taco Bell. Whether you're craving something cheesy, saucy, or crunchy, Taco Bell has you covered. Be sure and check out the Lux Cravings Value Menu, 10 items priced at $3 or less at a Taco Bell near you.
Ryan cites me as the best journalist in the business. Thank you, Ryan.
Yeah.
No sarcasm implied whatsoever this morning.
I just assumed he was at practice.
Well, I mean, again, it's logical when you have
Well, it
someone
does
that
make
posts
sense. You are correct.
Sometimes there's no point to dig. You just put 2 and 2 together. It's not that hard.
Yeah.
Text out
and what does assume spell?
an ass out of you and me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Text out of the 870. I rewatched y'all's live stream when we beat A&M to go 4-0 for the first time since the early 2000s. It's crazy how confident we all were in Pittman at this time. All of you thought he was the savior. Crazy how things have changed. That was such a fun start to the 21 season. You creamed Texas the second game in, and then 2 games later, a team, for whatever reason, you couldn't beat, hadn't beat since 2011. you took them down 20-10 in Jerry World. I've never seen Jerry Jones smile happier than maybe outside of the Super Bowl wins way back 90s, 20-plus years than he did that day when he finally, for the first time since 2011, could hand the Southwest Classic trophy to his team and not A&M. It was great.
Who would have thought following 2011 you'd have just one more time there in Arlington, you'd win the game?
Once.
One more time.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Apparently, have you seen the speaking of A&M is sporting camo jerseys against the Razorbacks this season. The first weekend of October when you go down to College Station for the first time since the COVID year. They're going to be wearing those this upcoming season. I also did see, Big C, you added in our notes, Von Miller, Cowboys, former A&M.
I'm excited about it. He's a big name. He's still got some left in the tank, but I wish we'd have got him a little sooner, more in his prime.
Yeah.
But
like Detroit, or not Detroit, geez, Denver Broncos, Von Miller's what you'd like.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me give you a set up the show today. Coach Houston, we're talking about a coach and John Gruden. Coach Houston Nutt's going to join us at 10 a.m. He had a chance to take in practice a little over a week ago, so excited to talk with Coach a little bit. We got some more stuff from Ryan Silverfield, also Coach Stewart, the quarterback's coach. His thoughts on what's going on. AJ and KJ both give their thoughts on the competition as well. Scotty Scheffler just ran away with it yesterday at TPC Southwind.
I watched a little bit of that. Of course, the start of the playoffs, the FedEx Cup. So he really had it rolling. I guess it was Saturday. But yeah. And then did you see that he had the worst break I think I've ever seen in my life. He hit maybe a perfect bunker shot, landed it almost where you thought, it would just roll right down the hole. Instead, it hits a sprinkler head.
Oh no.
Jets sprinkler head. Get down.
No way. And that falls into the water. That is unbelievable.
Yeah. So he comes out of this bunker, lands it 3 or 4 feet outside of the bunker. It's a downhill run to that. I mean, it's like what you'd expect from Scheffler, except it has the unfortunate bounce of landing on a sprinkler head, rolls down the hill into the water. I mean, you can get mad and frustrated about it, but that's just one of them things. You just got to throw your hands up and say, okay.
Didn't he still win by 8 strokes?
Another ball.
And he's still like even despite
I think he was
that,
only up 2 at that point.
And then just turn it on.
That's
right.
about as bad a break as
Yes.
I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
But he overcame it.
I want to talk about travel ball a little bit. There's been some posts about kids that are signing and picking travel ball schools, which continues to plague the American youth. The Arkansas Diamonds are moving into the Indoor Football League.
I saw that.
Part of an expansion. Talk about some of these woo pick perks that you may want to do at some point this season. And, yeah, getting to a few other things. Lewis Automotive Group hotline open at 877-377-6963. We'll get our opening drive coming up. Hayden Panettiere passed away at the age of 36 years old. Probably most known for her role as Cheryl Yost in Remember the Titans. And I've watched a few other things she's been in, but I think that's probably the most notable thing that she's been in that our audience would
Was
be
that the
familiar
coach's
with.
daughter?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
The head coach who became coordinator.
Mhm.
Is that Ed? Not Ed Harris. I don't remember
Oh,
who played
goodness
that role.
gracious. It's
But
not-
anyway, the daughter
he's
who
in
always watched
radio.
the film. Yeah.
Ed Harris is radio. Why
Yeah.
can't I think of? He's a tremendous actor.
Yeah.
He's in Yellowstone. He's the bad guy, and I can't think of his name. Big C, you might need to look that up. I should know that off the top of my head.
Yeah.
All right, so Ryan Silver, you listen to this whole presser?
All 22
Okay.
minutes.
Anything stand
Well,
out?
I mean, couple things from a routine and just how they function standpoint. I think the quarterback stuff is probably most interesting to the audience. He talked early on about explosive plays. There was too many allowed by the defense. Does that mean the offense is good or the defense is bad? Those conversations tend to go back and forth throughout the course of a camp. But I guess the most interesting part probably to the people listening this morning would be the fact that he doesn't really see any separation between his first and second quarterback.
No, as much as you guys want to write about it and all that stuff. And I'm off social media, so I have no idea what you guys are saying. Again, it makes our job a lot easier if someone separates, but they're both doing some really good things. I do think you guys are going to say, okay, good, we get you in a press conference next week, you're going to have the answer. A lot more is going to be told, good, better, and different in the next 7 days, right? With the situations we're going to be putting in, understanding, hey, what this looks like. Going back and watching a scrimmage,
Yeah, and he talked a lot about situational football, and I think that's really the test with him as the head coach. And he referenced Tim Cramsey, his offense coordinator, several times. And, he said we give them a 24-period rundown the night before each practice, but there's always head coach's choice somewhere built into that.
Yeah.
And nobody knows what's coming. The ball could be at the 1, the ball could be at the 50. There could be who knows what on the clock. He talked extensively, or at least several minutes worth of, he wants to spend these next couple of weeks putting his offense, putting his defense in situational football. He's a big believer in that. I like that. I like the way he talked about it. So I think that's ultimately going to help them decide which way they want to lean, is who handles these tough situations. 2-minute drills, ball on the hash mark that doesn't favor your quarterback. It's 3rd and 9, and the play clock is down to 15, and we don't have the play in yet. Those kind of things that are going to happen, and as he said, things you can't plan for, but how do you respond? So I truly think, as much as we want to say it's KJ's job, that may be correct, but I think these situations, I don't think it's a runaway by any stretch if KJ does have the inside lane.
I don't have the sound bite, but one of the things that both KJ and AJ talked about is you got Cramsey yelling in their ear. There's obviously music over the loudspeakers, plus one of the other assistants has got a speaker right near, because they're trying to, again, make it hard on them. You'll have a tough road test week 2 when you go to Salt Lake City, Utah, and take on the Utes. You'll have other big-time games this season, atmospheres of 100,000 plus. This is not out of the norm. Coaches will do this, whatnot. But it was just interesting to hear them kind of discuss the how they are intentionally the coaches are intentionally trying to befuddle them, confuse them, and put them in those said situations that you're talking about.
Well, and that's one reason they're practicing in the heat. Now, school starts back today, and they're having an off day, but they've been practicing to this point in the middle of the afternoon. He said he sadistically showed them the 5-day forecast, and do you have that? I mean, where he just showed them, here's how bad it's going to be.
Listen, I'm going to miss being out there in the heat. It gets cooler here in the mornings than I like. But without sounding funny, I think you have to have that, right? Everybody's like, you really are practicing at the hottest time of Fayetteville. Middle of your practice at 4:07. In fact, the other day, like a psychopath, I showed the guys the 5-day forecast, and there was nothing below 101. It was like 101, 100. I was like, guys, by the way, that's exactly right when we were in the middle of practice. I said it with a smile on my face, and they're all like, oh, we hate you. But you can't replicate that, right? Because I bet it's going to be pretty hot at 3:30 of our opening game. I bet it's going to be pretty hot, about noon of our third game. I don't know what the weather's going to be like in Salt Lake. We can't replicate that or the altitude here until we go and play on top of the indoor. But I think the more we can get out there, the heat's great. We'll use that indoor in due time.
That's the clip you referenced.
Yeah, so the question was, when are you going to use the indoor? Question is, we're not going to anytime soon. And I think that's great. I think that's good strategy. He talks about situational football. You better be used to the heat. You better be grinding harder in this heat than you will be on game 1, because I'm hoping it's going to cool down in 19 days. But there's no promises on that. How you hydrate your body. They did get in the stadium for the first time. He spoke to that they put new turf down or new sod down following the Jelly Roll concert. So they finally were able to get on that turf this weekend. I saw some pictures, and
it's grass again, right? Or is it turf?
Well, I mean, yeah, grass, natural grass. Oh. They had to resod the field. So they had it striped and ready to go for their scrimmage on Sunday. So it was good to see that they got into those kind. I don't think you can replicate game type situations without being in there. I don't think you can put your kicker in the same spots because the wind doesn't blow the same. I just think there's a lot of value in getting scrimmages inside that stadium.
But there's no height, there's no mountain, there's no altitude here in Arkansas. No. Not even the Boston Mountains that could replicate what's ahead in Salt Lake City.
I don't think these guys – I think the media makes a bigger deal out of that elevation. It's like 4,500 feet. I'm not saying it's nothing, but, you're not playing in Denver. I mean, it is more, but I don't remember the team really struggling from a fitness standpoint and oxygen standpoint. I don't remember it really being noticeable to me
in Provo.
So I think that's something that the media likes to talk about because we run out of other things that we can really sound like we know what we're talking about. But I just really don't think it's that big a deal.
is there a, I don't know if you know this on the top of your head. You mentioned the 4,500. What is Denver in relation to that?
Well, it's mile high. I mean, it's 700 or 800 feet more. But even in Denver, I mean, we act like we're playing at 12,000 feet.
Well, we played there a couple times. We should know, like, how. I mean, we know it doesn't really.
Well, we say
affect
we, but who? Who on this roster was there?
Nobody, but
Yeah, exactly.
What was that? 20. That was 22 because they
and
came.
then they played Colorado State too.
They can't.
I
So
know it was a long time.
22.
Yeah, that
I'd
was
be
back
curious.
Chad Morris.
How many roster guys do you think were on that 22 team? Because those guys got fifth years, like Caleb Wooden just apparently did. We'll talk about that coming up.
Less
I would
than
think-
5.
Ugh.
Maybe not even
Yeah,
that many.
maybe not even that. That's
One or two,
That's
but-
something to think.
I mean,
about.
but point it. That's can't let that be an excuse. Do we need to have oxygen bottles on the sideline? Perhaps we'll let those guys decide. But
Yeah.
but the hardest part might be the adjustment of the time of the day you're playing. After playing at 3:15 and then playing 3:15, then the turnaround to play a night game the following week.
Yeah.
So they did travel. They went to the team hotel, spent the night this weekend, came in for the scrimmage on Sunday. So he's all about routine. He's all about, and I think that's great when you got 80 some odd new guys on the roster, a whole new staff. Game day or game weekend for game one is not the time to find out the AV equipment in the defensive team meeting room doesn't work the way you think.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, it's not the time to find out that we don't have enough room to do these walkthroughs. So I thought it was very wise for them to, even spend part of their weekend staying the night where they're going to spend the night, before their first game, and everybody getting comfortable. He said, we want the players to be as comfortable as possible. Not that they want to coddle them, but no surprises. Nothing jump up. Hey, I didn't expect that. So hopefully they got a lot of that stuff out of the way. So I thought that was a big part of their weekend.
All right, mentioned this a little bit earlier. Hayden Panettiere, Hollywood actress, passed away at the age of 36. The cause of death is unknown right now. I watched Remember the Titans the other day, and while she's been in some other things over the years, I think she's most known for being Cheryl Yost, who's the daughter of Coach Yost in this movie.
That beer's getting better. I'll admit that. But you're still weak on the left side.
We're not weak on the left side. We just got to work hard on the left side. That's all.
It's not the problem.
What is the problem?
I think it is, but it ain't. It's your
Well, tell
pass
me what the
rating.
problem. It's not. It's a run anyway. It's not a pass. The veer is a run, not
All
a pass.
right, you two, that's enough of that. Cheryl, don't you want to play with Nikki?
I hate playing with dolls. Why do you dress so weird? Ow. I can't watch this. I can't watch this. No. What? Cheryl, what's wrong? No, I can't. Cheryl. No, it's too bad. Not now. Cheryl.
This is the opening drive.
Did get the clip of her yelling at the refs. You remember when the
Yeah.
refs tried to cheat that game, which they ended up in the midst of that game stopping. But that's one of my favorite movies of all time. And she's been in some other movies. Bring It On, All or Nothing. Racing Stripes was a kid movie that I watched back in the day. I'm trying to think, Heroes, that TV show, but that's probably her most iconic role, and I think a movie that 90% of our audience has watched over the years, at least. I mean, I've watched that movie 100 times in my life, easily.
I don't know if I watched it that much. I mean, Denzel Washington's great in that movie. I mean, it's probably a top 10 sports movie of all time. That's for sure. It's a great story, and it's based on a real story. So it's one of those movies you want to show your football team. You want to show your teammates at work. It's a bring a team together kind of feel good movie. I mean, it's a good motivational movie. You feel better about yourself when you're done watching it.
They got the new, what is it, projection screen or whatever in the indoor. He was just joking about we're not going to be in the indoor in a while. I don't know, when everyone thinks about a movie and the football team, you kind of go to a Polar Express and that whole debacle. But that would be a movie that if you have a Friday night in or Thursday night in, that would highly suggest watching that from a team bonding standpoint.
Yeah, remember that indoor's not air conditioned, so it's not always the most comfortable to be in there. No. It's not always the most comfortable to be in there. It never has been.
Are you
They
sure
got big
that's right?
Yep.
Look what Ryan and Prairie.
Because remember Sam Pittman complained about it, that they wanted to do. You know how much, it cost a lot of money to keep that thing climate controlled, and it defeats the purpose of really what you're trying to do. It's heated, but it's not cool.
But it's not cool. Okay. Well, news to Yes, I've just been in there. I've never noticed it before. I do like it. Is cool to see the different insignias and stuff on the wall. That really is when was that? Was that Petrino? Didn't they when they started winning? Wasn't that his thing? And they got that built.
The indoor?
Yeah.
No, that was done. Nutt had the indoor. Then
Okay.
they built that, and then they were getting ready to start on the Smith Center, and then the rec cap, and then it got finished up obviously under Bielema. So.
Got it.
Hey, Fitzman Friday picks last week. We'll go over those this week, do them again as we went through some NFL games. If you're thinking about picking a new fence for your backyard, now's the time. Residential projects. If you need one for your home, now's the time to call, and here's why. You get 10% off up to $500 in savings on your residential project right now with the Fence Man. 782-3936 is their number. Call the Fence Man. They'll get you set up on what will be a great-looking fence, whether it's wood, vinyl, chain link, wrought iron, the aluminum fencing, and they can also those come powder-coated on the aluminum, so you'll never have to paint it or worry about it again either. So those are really, really great. 782-3936. Ask about your discount when you call or see their work online at thefencemanAR.com.
All right, we can get in our Hog update coming up in just a bbit. More stuff from Coach Silverfield and a few other players as well. Some point in the morning, we'll get to the Woo Pick perks, some of the things that Arkansas is offering this upcoming football season. Mentioned Caleb Wooden coming back. Good reporting from Andrew Hutchinson of Best of Arkansas Sports, the addition there. So still a lot to get to. It's Hot Take Monday. If you've got a hot take, you can join us this morning. The Morning Rush continues next.
Streaming live from hitthatline.com.
Thank you, all the fans that traveled from Arkansas. Thank you. Thank you.
You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man. 479.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge, and when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
We've got big news from Roback. This entire week, Roback is launching its brand new collegiate collection, just in time for the fall season. And if you're an Arkansas fan, you're in luck. The Arkansas collection officially dropped, and there's plenty of inventory available. So whether you're headed to the stadium, watching from home, or just looking to upgrade your game day gear, now's the time to check out Roback's new Arkansas collegiate collection. Use the code RUSH26 for 20% off your first order. Roback, where action meets comfort.
David Bowie got more fame with his #1 hit titled Fame. John Lennon co-wrote and sounded some of the high notes. The last line in the first verse sums it up. Fame puts you there where things are hollow. John 12:43 tells us that many people rejected Jesus because they loved the fame of people more than the praise of God. Is it any wonder you get more fame by rejecting the name of Jesus? I'm Pastor E from Woodland. Think about it.
So I had pain in my feet for a good 20 years.
It felt like I was standing on marbles.
Something wasn't working with my feet. Was diagnosed with plantar fasciitis.
If your feet aren't comfortable, the rest of the body suffers.
So I went into the Good Feet store and bam. They wanted to make sure that they gave me the right arch support.
You put in the arch supports. To me, it was almost miraculous.
It really brought me back to being able to be me.
I can run, I can walk. This is not something that you could solve online.
Reclaim the good life with a free arch support fitting at the Good Feet store. Good feet, good life.
Taco Bell's new $3 Melty Pepper Jack Steak Burrito. Luxuriate in premium grilled steak and new pepper jack sauce in the Melty Steak Burrito. All that for only $3. That kind of looks might go to your head.
Can I have a steak knife?
You may not.
until you chew it.
The $3 Melty Pepper Jack Steak Burrito. Now joining the Lutz Value Menu with 10 items, each just $3 or less. Only at Taco Bell.
Big old slab. C'est bon, sacale.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite. White perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Football is back, and whether you've been betting for years or you're just looking to put a little action on the games, MyBookie is where I'm playing this year. Find a play you like and take a shot. You can find the action you want and bet it wherever you are when the game kicks off. And if you're new to the club, the Bet Back bonus gives you protection on your first play. Sign up with my promo code HOGS. Opt into the Bet Back bonus and take your first shot with a safety net. If your first wager loses, you'll get it right back. Bet on anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. Must opt in to use the Bet Back bonus.
Heavy equipment operator, electrician, diesel mechanic, have paving or concrete labor experience, or experience in a quarry. Apply today at jobs.crh.com. APAC offers top pay, a sign-on bonus, benefits including insurance, retirement, and profit sharing. Apply online today at jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about? A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
It's sad that we live in an unsafe world, but we do. Would you be able to show the police who was at your home if something was taken? Guardtronic installs alarm systems as well as camera systems. We here at ESPN rely on our Guardtronic installed cameras to keep an eye on what's going on around our building, as many of you do. Guardtronic has been serving the River Valley for over 60 years. Call Guardtronic for a free estimate so you'll be able to show the police who the bad boys are that took your belongings. License E50.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Darren McFadden goes 73 yards. And Allen has a wide open man. It's Childs. He's loose. He scores. Childs, please.
Uncle Tommy loves the Razorbacks.
ARKNSAS. This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush.
We've known the situation since January. We've heard about the quarterback battle since January. We've been in the quarterback battle since January. And I think it was just great to, kind of like break the ice and just, say, okay, guys, we're battling out. We got fall camp. There's probably somebody going to be named after fall camp. But at the end of the day, we're all going to be all right. Y'all are both great quarterbacks. Y'all both can win games. Y'all both are going to win games here as quarterbacks. And when one guy gets named the starter, the other guy, his job is to push him every day and be his biggest cheerleader, because we're going to have some battles and we're going to need both of us to win these games.
That's KJ Jackson talking about the battle between him and AJ Hill right now in fall camp leading up to the initial game September 5th. What you would like to see is the offense click on all cylinders initially against North Alabama, so both guys get a ton of action, maybe a third-team quarterback, a fourth-team quarterback as well, because regardless of who ends up being named the starter, you want both those guys to have game action before the rest of the season, because they might not get it unless they're replaced from an injury or whatnot.
Well, you brought this up last week in regards to injuries. When's the last time you made it through a season without a quarterback banged up?
It happens
every year.
Every year.
And particularly, do you think your offensive line that would be the great thing? Hey, we find out we have an offensive line big enough, deep enough, strong enough to keep your quarterback protected. But we've had such a run-based offense with the quarterback running the ball in recent years. He's going to get beat up. There are going to be problems. Mm-hmm. And I think either one of these quarterbacks, while they may throw it a bit more under Cramsey and Silverfield's offense, they're still going to have to run the football.
Yes.
And they're going to take hits. So the idea that I think you can get through the season without both of these guys playing in key moments One may have more significant number of snaps, but I think they're both going to have to play in a key moment.
And speaking of injuries, did get an update on an unfortunate one. Maddox Lassiter, former Warren Lumberjack, he's out for the year, and an update on Sutton Smith as well.
Maddox Lassiter, unfortunately, is out for the season. He had a surgery, an upper body injury. So Maddox has been absolutely phenomenal. A young man that we actually thought was going to have a very, very significant role for us. Was playing at an extremely high level, and he's just a tough young man that unfortunately got hurt during a practice. He had surgery. He's out for the remainder of the year. I've been holding Sutton Smith with the communication with the doctors and our medical staff. A lower leg injury, but I have no doubts in my mind that he'll be full go. I think some of those guys that you've been around have a good understanding how their body works and what's best for them. If he had his druthers, he'd be out there getting 100 plays, but just had him on ice the last few days. I got full expectations that he'll be full go. Maddox
is kind of playing what that fullback, hot H-back role at times, a little bit of tight end, kind of a do-it-all guy. Just going to block. He's going to hit you. We know Sutton Smith coming over, Memphis product, number 5. You're hoping he has some exciting plays like Darren did back in the day. Stinks that you won't see Maddox in a Razorback uniform, at least on the field this season. And then for Sutton Smith, you've been talking about this tandem of him and Braylon Russell. Hopefully there's nothing. Sounds like it's not too bad leading up to this first game, 19 days out.
Yeah, so hopefully, Coach gave no indication that it was a concern. So you got to preserve these guys. They're going to take a lot of hits. There wasn't a follow-up about how you're handling Braylon Russell, but you got to have guys to get through practice. You got, I think he said they were on their 7th install yesterday or this weekend. He mentioned that at some point during his address. So, you've got to get out there, you got to learn, you got to execute. But I understand, load managing to a degree, and that's kind of how I took, or how I thought it was implied a little bit with Sutton Smith.
I think in Sutton's case, like Ryan Silverfield, Tim Cramsey, and the rest of that offensive staff, they kind of know what they have in him. He's been on the Memphis Tigers team for a while now, so if it was a younger kid, a freshman, maybe you don't have this precautionary measure, but I think they feel like they know what they have. Keeping your Hog update going, they're going to open up Big Greg's Friday night prior to the North Alabama game, so September the 4th from 6 to 9. It's $10. You can purchase snacks and drinks. We had talked about, I don't know if they'll test out the new lights. I would guess they're going to do the red lit up like they usually do Friday before football games. But
they ought to do a light show. They ought to make that part of the deal on Friday night is the new lights and sound system ought to be put on display.
Yeah. You'll play Tulsa night game. The others are kind of up in the air. They're flex games right now. But that is the only, I believe, y'all tell me if I'm wrong. I believe the Tulsa game is the only one that is circled as an absolute night game. It's 7 or 7:15, whatever it is. 7. And the others are flex times.
Correct.
Last thing here, Caleb Wooden, good job from Hutch, best of Arkansas sports reporting. He's going to be back for a 5th year for Arkansas. Played with Coach Roberts in, I think it was 22 or 23, and then played for Arkansas last year after transferring from Auburn. So another addition to that secondary for Coach Roberts and company.
Yep. All right, we got about a little over a month of actual summer left, but mowing season's not slowing down anytime soon. That's why WT Equipment can help you. If your mower is struggling to keep up, now's a great time to check out the Hustler zero-turn mowers at WT Equipment. Hustler mowers are built for speed, comfort, and incredible cuts that come out of these Hustler mowers, so you can spend less time mowing and more time enjoying all the things that you want to do. So check them out, whether it's getting ready for your weekend, and right now you can get qualifying models that come with 0% financing for up to 48 months, making it a great time to upgrade your mower. Stop by your nearest WT Equipment location, Springdale, Rogers, Berryville, or Searcy, or visit WTEquip.com to find the Hustler mower that's right for you. That's WTEquip.com, WTEquip.com.
Aaron in Springdale has it out for you. He's texting in here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. He shot an 88 from the tips at Scottsdale and Bella Vista this weekend. Says, Tommy, there's no way you'd break 100 out there from the red tees, maybe. I think you guys should play. Aaron has called you out.
You believe him, Tommy?
Listen, that's fine. I don't know why you'd play the tips. Why would you do that to yourself?
I don't know. I've never gotten to a golf course and be like, I really want to test.
What's the course record?
Yeah, I really want to test myself and play the tips. Never occurred to me. Morning Rush Daily Question when we come back.
Just say, Alexa, play ESPN Arkansas.
ESPN Arkansas from tuning.
This is Governor Asa Hutchinson, and you're listening to The Morning Rush.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanar.com or call 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert.
This is Matt. This is Raleigh, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville.
We are the only family, alumni, and locally owned Razorback store. We went to school here. We live here. We get what every Razorback logo means.
Plus, we're the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, and almost every item that comes into our store has our stamp of approval.
I'm Tim Shepard. I'm running for Washington County Judge. People come to Washington County for a reason, to raise a family, build a future, and enjoy the beauty of a place we call home. No matter how long you've lived here, we all want the same things: safe communities, responsible growth, and leaders who get things done. I'm Tim Shepard, and I'll work every day to keep Washington County the best place to live, work, raise a family, and call home. I'd appreciate your vote November 3rd.
Paid for by the committee to elect Tim Shepard, Washington County Judge.
I'm Wendy Howerton, and I'm running for Circuit Judge here in Washington-Madison County. I've been practicing here for 20 years, representing people just like you, and everyday matters. It's going to be justice for all. Everyone there is going to have a voice, and all those people who don't have a voice, they're going to have one in my courts. And I'm going to apply the law evenly, impartially, like it should be. I'm here to protect all your constitutional rights, because they've never been more important than they are now.
Paid for by the Howerton campaign.
Comprehensive warranty. Combine that with our non-commissioned sales team and the nation's best lenders on standby, and you've got an award-winning, hassle-free way to get your next ride. Make the switch to Road Ready Certified and get state sales tax paid when you trade, all this month at Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith.
Wes, how many people can a large pizza feed?
About 4.
So I should tell Cousin Jeff 1.
Oh, wow. He's a big eater.
The biggest. He once got kicked out of an all-you-can-eat diner because they ran out of food. How many can a small pizza feed?
I'd say 2.
Our small pizza at $15 is a meal for 2? We should advertise this. That goat'll hunt.
Dog.
What you call me?
That dog will hunt.
Wes, dogs are man's best friend. Goats are the true hunters.
Goats?
Billy Goat Jr.'s Grammy was trained to chase squirrels, cats, birds, and rabbits. We could hear her for miles through the brush. And she'd circle them right to us.
You're not serious.
As serious as a meal for 2 for $15.
You're an interesting cat.
What you call me?
A meal for 2 for $15. Eat Jim's RazorbackPizza.com.
Is it time for you to finally get the barn, hunting lodge, barn dominium, or garage you always wanted? Sutherland's is here to help. Hi, this is Jeremy, sales manager at Sutherland's. When you choose to work with us, you can expect top quality, expertise, and peace of mind, knowing that Sutherland's will do whatever it takes to get the building you've always wanted. For a free quote, call 1-800-66-BARNS. Free estimates at Sutherland's.com. For over 100 years, Sutherland's has been helping folks build it better. No matter the project, we're here to help. Because at Sutherland's, home starts here.
Honey, I found a great new house for us to buy. Look at the photos.
Yeah? Who's gonna clean that big house?
We'll have our housekeeper.
And who's gonna mow all that grass?
I will, on the weekends.
And who will get the kids to school?
We'll start a neighborhood couple.
You thought of everything, didn't you?
Yeah.
Except, who's gonna sell this house we're living in now?
Nick and Ellie Glidewell. NickandEllie.com. Equal housing opportunity, Sagely and Edwards Realtors.
It's sad that we live in an unsafe world, but we do. Would you be able to show the police who was at your home if something was taken? Guardtronic installs alarm systems as well as camera systems. We here at ESPN rely on our Guardtronic installed cameras to keep an eye on what's going on around our building, as many of you do. Guardtronic has been serving the River Valley for over 60 years. Call Guardtronic for a free estimate so you'll be able to show the police who the bad boys are that took your belongings. License E50.
Summer is here and adventure is calling. Visit Southern Tire Mart for a new set of Yokohama tires to get your vehicle ready for summer travels. Southern Tire Mart is your trusted partner for top quality tires, professional services, and competitive pricing. Visit us in Fort Smith at 9700 Highway 271 and let Southern Tire Mart ensure your vehicle is ready for the open road. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. We keep America rolling.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about? A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Social Morning Rush Daily Question.
All right, you men. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nate and Kristen's Place in Lowell online at carpatsocial.com.
Houston Nutt will be our guest at 10 a.m. this morning here on the Morning Rush. When you think Houston Nutt, what's the first thought that comes to mind? Because there were some really great moments in his tenure as head coach. He's undervalued probably in total wins and the kind of seasons he had. There were obviously dramatic and less positive moments throughout his time. But when you stay 10 seasons, those things are going to happen. So when you talk Houston Nutt, when you see Houston Nutt, what's the first thing or what's one of your first memories of Houston Nutt as head coach?
It's the last one. 2007, going to Baton Rouge, #1 team in the country, triple overtime.
Better look at him a little closer.
Yeah. Terrell Richardson, the postgame interview with Tracy Wolfson. His really final moment as the Razorback head coach. That's the most memorable to me. Yeah, there's plenty of other ones to go to, but that's the one that always kind of comes first if you ask the top one.
See, for me, it's that first season in '98, not just getting as far as they went, and then ultimately the loss at Tennessee that was the first stumble, but it was that early win against Alabama. I think it was like 42-3 or something. I mean, he beat the break. Now it wasn't your Alabama from a few years ago, but it was still a good Alabama program, and they just beat their lips off that night. And they knew they had a good football team at that moment. They knew they had a good football team going into that week. But I think about that first season and how he took the talent that Danny Ford never gets enough credit for leaving the cupboard fully stocked. And then Houston Nutt with a new message, with a triple dose of enthusiasm, a great staff, come in and really, knock it out of the park that first year. That's what you're hoping Ryan Silverfield is going to be able to do. Obviously, we're in a portal world, 80 new guys on the roster, a whole different setup. But, we're all hoping that Silverfield can find the magic that Nutt did, nearly 30 years ago at this point.
98 was that Keith Burns on the defensive side. Who was the OC? You mentioned that staff.
That early one.
I can't think of it at the top of my head. Keith Burns had the code red when you talk about that staff. Jeremy in Fayetteville says the called play, Mississippi. I think it was Mississippi State. If I
called
remember
that play. Yeah.
I called it, Chuck. You mentioned 98, the 42-6 win over Alabama. Jody and Harrison said he was the last coach to have respect for the kids at Arkansas. 67 years young, remembers him as an enthusiastic, successful coach who truly made you believe in your football team.
He still makes you believe today when he talks about it. I just think he's one of the last few you can put in front of a group of people that could help your program financially or otherwise, and he can just get you emotionally stirred up. There's not many that can do that anymore the way he can. He's a throwback to the Frank Broyles days.
Jackson and Jonesboro, there's only one Razorback. His initial speech when they went out to the 1998 season, he felt like that Coach Nutt's players really wanted to play hard for him. Cody in Fort Smith says he's the last coach that the state entirely respected. I think we're I don't know if we're giving as much credit to Bobby Petrino, because I don't know a lot of people that felt disrespected when he was the head coach of your football program. Jeremy in Fayetteville, Jacob, and JT all said that Nutt was his own offensive coordinator.
Yeah, he was. But there was still somebody. I don't know if it was Danny or I'm not sure, but he called his own plays, obviously.
What about you, Big C? Where do you go to?
It's the DMAC. I got that Wood when he was kind of advocating for him to get the Heisman. The DMAC years is kind of my my fondest memories of the Houston Nutt era, just because they were, it was DMAC.
So you mentioned the 10 years. You had 3 different really good seasons, right? 98 could have gone to the SEC championship. We know what happened in Knoxville. 2002, you go to the SEC championship, Miracle on Markham, Jones to Birmingham, and then 06, you go to the SEC championship again. So you had like 3 different really good years, and you had some other good seasons kind of within that. I know Nutt had the, 04 and 05 years where it was back-to-back losing seasons, and all of a sudden they win 10 wins in that 2006. To have what many consider to be sustained success for a decade in this league, and albeit you pointed out, not the same SEC that it came to be with Nick Saban and all the other coaches that came along with that. But the greatest stint in Razorback history within the Southeastern Conference.
Yeah. Ended up, obviously, you're a player or 2 away from maybe winning that SEC title in 06. That's still a woulda, coulda, shoulda. Wonder what would have happened if hadn't had an injury to Peyton Hillis would have been available. But, it's all spilt milk at this point. All right, that's the Morning Rush Daily Question. It's hot outside. If you want to work on your golf game, do it inside at Cart Path Social.
Number 1 place for indoor golf in all of Arkansas. Play one of over 1,000 different courses at 122 Grant Place in Lowell. You can stop in at cartpathsocial.com and check out their website. Follow them on social media, Facebook, Instagram. They've still got their summer memberships, unlimited golf for just $200 a month. That runs through September, so you can take advantage of that. Corporate events, birthday parties, you name it, they can host it. Christian Olsen, Nate Garhan, 2 Rogers boys, 2 guys that love the Hogs, and 2 guys that love golf. CartPathSocial.com. It is always BYOB at Cart Path Social.
How'd you hit them this weekend?
95-88. So, you?
82-78.
I don't think Aaron in Springdale believes you.
I don't care what Aaron thinks.
He's challenged you.
That's
Are
fine.
you going to welcome the challenge?
Did they go 1v1?
Huh?
I think
do you know
Aaron's I do not know Aaron, so
I didn't know if this was
I'm not
one
aware.
of your buddies that
No,
was
not
being
that I'm aware
coy
of.
or flying under the radar.
No.
But he wants to challenge you.
That's fine.
Well, are you going to accept it?
I don't know. I'm fine. I mean, I don't need to prove anything to Aaron or anyone else. I'm not a very good golfer. I don't claim to be. So
78 is pretty good.
I did, in full disclosure, we were doing a qualifying this weekend. It was our net championship. You could qualify for so I played up a tee box this weekend, which probably helped me 2 to 3 shots around.
When you say up a tee box, like the white golds?
Yes, I played the golds this weekend.
Okay.
You could pick whichever one you wanted. I needed points for our cup qualifying. Well, why wouldn't I go ahead and take a 300-yard advantage when you could at no penalty? I mean, it didn't make sense to me.
There's no penalty.
No, I mean, it counted the same. So why wouldn't I do that?
That makes sense.
I mean, you could have done the same thing if you had chosen to.
I didn't. Well, I'm not competing in that event, so
Yeah.
it's all you. You got to bring it home.
Yep.
Little Fort Smith-Fayetteville rivalry.
Yep.
Bring it home. Matt wants to know, play at Hardscrabble, play at other places. I'm hoping, knock on wood, got a few places lined up. I'm hoping that I get a chance to play Belle Reve, which is
St. Louis,
has hosted some incredible PGA events
Mm-hmm.
at some point.
Hosted the PGA Championship.
In 2 months.
That would be 2 courses you have played that hosted a major.
Yeah. We're at 46 different clubs across the country. We're trying to get to 50 by the end of the year. Cajun wants to know, do we play off the whites or blues? Most of the time, whites. I'll play blues occasionally. But to your point earlier, and by the way, Sky Shelfer, since we're talking golf, ends up winning TPC Southwind this weekend pretty handily. It doesn't, like, if you're going to go somewhere you haven't played, it's difficult, whether it's a resort course, a nice club, a really cool municipal. Why would you cause pain and distress to yourself by playing back tees? Like, that has never appealed to me in any way, shape, or form. Why? You want to have fun. You're paying all this money. You want to have fun. You don't want to be mad at the end of the round. And I'm not advocating to play from the ladies' tees or the kids' tees or whatever, but I would just always play the middle.
Always look at the yardage. I want to play a course somewhere around 6,000 yards.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not interested in a 6,900, 7,200 yard challenge. Now, it's not as big a deal this time of the year because they're rolling out forever right now. But, I'm with you. If I'm going to pay the green fee, I'm going to travel all that way. I'm used to playing. Our member tees are around 6,000 yards. I'm gonna play 6,200, somewhere in that neighborhood.
We could ask. Coach Nutt was wearing a Heritage Ranch hat, which is a club outside of, I think, Allen. We can ask him about his golf game. I know he went on a trip with his brothers in June, so 2 months ago. Nico from Tawny Town. Todd, does Tommy hit from the senior tees? No, he does not.
No.
He says Aaron makes some good points. Tommy's a better golfer than me. I'll give him that.
I'm not great. I don't sit on here and claim to be some kind of scratch golfer. I'm not.
Aaron says I'll let the River Valley boys play the red tees.
Bring your wallet, Aaron. We'll play the red tees and we will beat your lips off.
NWA, man, we'll play the tips. You
play the tips, we'll play the reds, and you just bring that wallet and come on down.
So there's courses within Arkansas that I still haven't played. I still want to play Texarkana Country Club.
I want to play there too.
Haven't played Mystic Creek.
I have played Mystic Creek.
I haven't played a single of the Bella Vista courses where Aaron just played in Scottsdale. And it's very similar to Hot Springs Village, where if you're part of the POA, you get dirt cheap fees and relative to outsiders. But that is how many golf courses are in Bella Vista? 8, 9? Somewhere
Don't
around
give me
there.
the line. You're not way off.
It's similar to
They
Hot
shut
Springs
one of them
Village.
down.
Oh, did they? Well, it's similar to Hot Springs Village. We have this concentration of
some good
of
ones
golf.
there.
So that is the.
So we need to go on a trip. We need to do Texarkana Country Club and Mystic Creek, and then maybe run down to Ruston and play Squire Creek, all in one little
But you played
3-day circle.
You played Mystic and Squire Creek.
I have.
Right?
They
Okay.
are fantastic.
Shout out
fantastic.
Shout out Matt Emmerich for organizing that. I remember Matt was the reason for that. All right, last golf thing. Again, Scotty wins this weekend.
Domination. Scotty Scheffler runs away from the field in Memphis.
Remy's his kid, right? Or second kid that took in his first.
Okay.
No, you don't know.
I
Big
don't know.
C? Nope, neither. Okay, I think it's Remy. I think it's Remy Scheffler that watched his father win this weekend.
Remy won't remember.
Yeah, number one golfer of the world. I was at a kid's birthday party, and he turned 1 this weekend. And I'll give his parents credit because they kept making the joke. It's like, hey, I need you to do this, 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 even though you're not going to remember it. Like they're talking and joking with the kid. But they at least had the situational awareness that, hey, this kid can do it. But they got some cute pictures out of it. The classic kid eating his birthday cake. I think that's like that. I do remember, and this would have been, I think I was 4 or 5 years old when I was doing maybe it was a little younger, but doing the birthday cake where you can just eat it with your hands and put your face in it and stuff.
Yeah, you smash
it's hard
it.
to beat. Yeah, it's hard to beat.
Yeah.
As a kid, there's nothing better than just a big old birthday cake in front of you. You can do whatever you want with it.
I don't know why we have big birthday parties for someone turning 1 or 2, but I mean, it's for the parents and the grandparents. The kid will never.
The cute pictures that you get after the fact.
I guess. Hey, when the workday is done, that's when the good stuff begins, whether it's fishing, off-roading, or just enjoying the great outdoors. Farm Credit of Western Arkansas, they'll help make it happen. Visit myaglender.com or drop by any one of Farm Credit of Western Arkansas's 25 locations today and start making the most of your time off.
All right, we got hour 2 coming up. Tommy mentioned Coach Nutt's going to join us on the other side. We got a few things to get to, including his thoughts on practice, what it's like for watching a quarterback battle as a head coach, and more. The Morning Rush continues next on a Hot Take Monday.
Audi's Q8 TFSI Quattro is a sleek luxury SUV featuring a V6 turbocharged engine. The driving experience of the Audi Q8 Quattro is simply exceptional, and you can win one this month from Saracen Casino Resort and Gossett Audi of Memphis. Play to earn entries for your chance to win one of Germany's quietest riding vehicles, Audi Q8 Quattro from Saracen Casino Resort and Hotel.
Saracen Casino Resort, Vegas, Arkansas style.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-MY-RESET.
Attention skilled craftsmen, Bath Makeover of Arkansas is hiring only the best that the natural state has to offer. If you're ready for your next big opportunity to have steady work and better pay, Bath Makeover of Arkansas is ready to talk to you. Bath Makeover is looking for plumbers, electricians, bathroom installers, and project managers to help us keep up with high demand. Bath Makeover is growing our commercial division as well, with the ability to now install over 100 bathrooms a month. Bath Makeover can knock out multi-unit projects quickly. Easily 10 bathrooms at a time in a single week at hotels, apartments, and government housing all across Arkansas. Bath Makeover of Arkansas is looking for only experienced and qualified skilled craftsmen to join our talented team. To learn more about the job opportunities at Bath Makeover of Arkansas, visit bathmakeoverar.com. That's bathmakeoverar.com. Plumbers, electricians, bathroom installers, and project managers, visit bathmakeoverar.com. That's bathmakeoverar.com.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanar.com or call 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
This is the Morning Rush.
Get state sales tax paid when you trade all this month at Rath Auto Resources. Just bring in your old car and make the switch to any one of our great road-ready certified pre-owned vehicles and get state sales tax paid when you trade. Our road-ready certified vehicles are inspected, reconditioned, and backed by comprehensive warranty. Combine that with our non-commissioned sales team and the nation's best lenders on standby, and you've got an award-winning, hassle-free way to get your next ride. Make the switch to road-ready certified and get state sales tax paid when you trade all this month at Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith.
Delicious, slow-roasted Cantina chicken. It's on the new Cantina chicken rolled quesadilla at Taco Bell. It's a delicious quesadilla with slow-roasted chicken, like we just mentioned. Then it's rolled up, kind of like a burrito, if you will. And let's face it, you probably will. That slow-roasted chicken we're talking about. The Cantina chicken rolled quesadilla, only at Taco Bell. At participating U.S. Taco Bell locations for a limited time and while supplies last.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just nonstop action. The energy is electric and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
Do you have sleep apnea? Are you tired of dealing with a CPAP every night? The noise, the constant cleaning. Is your wife telling you she can't take the noise anymore? Dr. Bo Sparkman at Valley Family Dental Practice, Fort Smith, can help you with sleep apnea with a custom dental appliance that allows you to get rid of that annoying CPAP. Dr. Sparkman has years of experience and has treated hundreds of patients just like you. Call for your appointment today, 226-3500. Get rid of your CPAP with Valley Family Dental at Riley Farm in Fort Smith and Roland, Oklahoma.
The paint store in Van Buren is still the place to go to when doing the job right really matters. Our unique line of Richards paint products was chosen by me to perform for you. This is Sue, and my 35 years of experience ensures you get the right paint and the right color. That's important to you and me. Thank you for your support. Come see what I'm talking about. 1414 Fayetteville Road, the paint store, Van Buren.
Sometimes I'm in a hurry. Stay in the slow lane, buddy. That's when I use the Sodies app to order my favorites and pick up in their drive-thru. They even offer a 10% discount on your first app order. Experience different at Sodies Wine and Spirits off I-540 on Phoenix Avenue.
Every day is worth celebrating at Uncorked. Cocktails, wine, craft beer, bourbons, and unbelievably great food. Uncorked on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodies.
The Crane Team is your home for all your automotive needs. With 16 different locations across the state and America's favorite brands, the Crane Team has the perfect vehicle for you. From pickup and delivery to service after the sale, plus our famous huge Crane Cash discounts. The Crane Team simply can't be beat. Shop Arkansas's largest selection of Buick, GMC, Ford, Chevy, Hyundai, Kia, Volkswagen, and more. Visit us today or shop online at craneteam.com.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, sunny skies, a slight chance of a shower or storm. Our high temperatures today will be into the low to mid 90s across the north, closer to 100 south. Partly cloudy skies tonight, and overnight low in the low to mid 70s. And then Tuesday, lots of sunshine, mid to upper 90s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
This weather information is brought to you by The Solid Rock, your source for inspirational gifts, home decor, women's boutique items, personalized Bibles, and more.
KERX Paris Fort Smith. The Bud Light Countdown is on. Arkansas football begins in 19 days.
This hour of the Morning Rush is brought to you by Bud Light.
Can't drink all day unless you start early.
Celebrate America's 250th anniversary with an ice-cold Bud Light.
A lot of people say, what is a Razorback? Well, back in the day, they had this old coach, Ben Steger. I can't remember his name. It's like 1909. He said, our team played like a wild bunch of Razorbacks. That became their nickname. The Arkansas Razorbacks were one of my favorite friends and arguably my favorite sports hero of all time graduated. John Daly, man. I was his caddy at a golf tournament. I play golf with him once or twice, 3 times a year. You know what Frank Broyle said one time? What you see on film is what you coach. That stood with me my entire career as a coach. If your team's jumping off sides, missing tackles, lackluster effort, you're coaching that. Frank Broyles taught me that. What you see on film is what you coach. Go, pick silly. I love this hat. Here we are at the University of Arkansas, the home of John Daly. Frank Broyles. Pig Suey! I love this place. Look at this place, man. Look at that pig right there. This is one of the coolest stadiums I have seen. Let's go, Razorbacks. Let's go. Woo!
Live from the Bud Light Studios. Produced by Christian Johnston.
With Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft. This is the Morning Rush.
All right, it's hour 2 of the Morning Rush. Coach John Gruden was in town this weekend outside of Razorback Stadium. Scrimmage took place yesterday as well. We've heard from Coach Silverfield a little bit on that. We're also going to hear from another head coach. Houston Nutt's going to join us momentarily, talk about what he got a chance to see at practice, and maybe ask him a golf question or two as well.
All right, we'll do all that coming up here in just a moment. We're brought to you by the Brad Hendricks Law Firm. They're pure Arkansas. They live here. They work in our state. They know the court system in the natural state, and they can help you with so much more than these out-of-state lawyers who are advertising in Arkansas, making you believe they're here, but they're not really here. Brad Hendricks has offices statewide for personal injury law, from car wrecks and big truck wrecks. They also help Arkansans with bankruptcy, medical malpractice, and Social Security claims. They bring tradition, reputation. Most importantly, they bring results. Call the Brad Hendricks Law Firm, 501-910-1010, 501-910-1010 for the Brad Hendricks Law Firm.
What it's all about. This is your home. You hear that? You hear that? There's a lot of lions, tigers, and bears, but there ain't but one Razorback. Not one. All I want you to do tonight is play your best.
I'm really high on Coach Silverfield. He's hitting all the right buttons, starting with recruiting. I noticed when he first got into town, he went right to 2 or 3 players that were committed elsewhere and flipped them, especially in-state players. I think that's huge. You know, he's the first coach ever to reach out to me, and I know he reached out to Coach Hatfield, and he kind of looked back in history a little bit, and I appreciate that, and then have a guy like Darren McFadden speak to his team. I think that's huge. I've had a lot of former players talk about that they feel, very welcome, and that hadn't always been.
This is former Coach Houston Nutt, and you're listening to the Morning Rush.
All right, let's bring in Coach Nutt via the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Multiple Hall of Fames. Coach of the Razorbacks, played here back in the day. Coach, appreciate you making some time for us. What was it like to be back on campus?
Man, it felt good. I think I was really impressed with the practice fields. You walk out of that indoor into the you got 100-yard turf, 100-yard grass, and man, it looked really good. And it's always fun in August, to go back on that field, and a lot of great memories. And that's the time, you're getting ready. It's getting real close, and it's always a good feeling to see guys running around and practicing very hard.
Coach, what are the challenges? I mean, you didn't coach, obviously, in the portal era where you're rebuilding your roster annually. You built it around guys that grew up in this state, wanted to be a Razorback, play for that name on their chest. What are the biggest challenges you see in today's game when you've got like 80 new players on your roster the way Ryan Silverfield does?
Yeah, that's quite a change, when you have 50 to 60, 70 new players each and every year. A lot of teams have different players, and some of them hadn't even gone through spring. So to me, that's the trick of being able to get this team together when they're coming from different cultures, different teams, and everybody's trying to fit in. But trying to get that team together as one heartbeat, that's the chore, and it's not easy. I understand that. Also, I can see where I would worry about the, just picture. So you got Peyton Hillis, Felix Jones, and Darren McFadden all in one room. Well, after each year, you'd be worried to death somebody's going to come buy them away from you, And so constantly trying to manage that part of it is a whole different world. This looks like, when you look at them, I didn't know what to expect, but when you look at them on the hoof, they look good, especially that first offensive line looked really good, and the first defensive line looked really good. So that, to me, is where it starts.
Yeah. I just wonder, and I would love your insight on this, is this where, as coaches, you got to pare down the playbook, you got to pare down the schemes, you got to find what you're good at, keep it simple, and just try to hammer the stuff you're really good at? How would you approach it with this much turnover in your roster?
Well, you try to find out quick as you can, what do these players, what do they do best? You always try to see what they do best. For example, Matt Jones was different than Clint Sterner. Two different type of quarterbacks, both of them very, very good. And so you try to do what's best, try to get the ball in your playmakers' hands, find out who your playmakers are, who you want the ball to, and then again, you talking about shortening the playbook or cutting it down. You want your team to play fast. You want them to play very, very fast and almost as if they're on automatic pilot. And so, to me, that just takes time, very critical time of this two-a-days, especially when you don't really know them. You know them on film, but you don't really know your players. What can they do? What can they do best to help the Razorbacks win? What will be their role? And some of them will have larger roles than others, where some of them can handle a little bit larger playbook. And then there'll be some players that, hey, here's your package. Here's what you're going to do at wide receiver. You're going to run a post, you're going to run a go, and you're going to run a reverse. And you're going to take the top off. You just try to find out who can do what. And I know the time is of the essence because, you look up and all of a sudden, you're just a couple weeks away and here we go.
Yeah.
Coach, I wonder, I know this can't be boiled down to one point. You guys had immediate success in your first year in 1998. What were some keys that allowed you guys to have that quick success, and what could possibly help Ryan Silverfield for his upcoming inaugural year at Arkansas?
Well, that's a great question. I never will forget after the first meeting, I walked in there and of course it's is a dream job for me, growing up in Little Rock, Arkansas, and you never believe that you'd be the head coach one day. But when you walked in that first meeting room and you see Brandon Burlsworth, Ryan Hale, Zach Painter, Kenoy Kennedy, C.J. McLean, Bobby Williams, Clint Sterner, Anthony Lucas, Madre Hill, Christian, I can name them all. And I said, man, they look good. And Melvin Bradley walked by, and I said, man, that's a good-looking athlete. And so I go to Dean Weber's office, and who's been there forever. He taped my ankles when I played. And I said, Dean, what am I know I'm a small-time coach. I was at Murray State. I was at Boise State. What am I missing here? Because I see a team that looks really good physically. And they work hard. They seem like they're good listeners, and they work hard. They're tough. And you got Grant Garrett and Russ Brown, those guys, they had a lot of pride. And Dean looked at me and said, you got to realize now, you're not playing back in the day when you played in the Southwest Conference. You're playing Alabama, Georgia, Florida, LSU, back to back to back. And they're 4-7 and 4-7 the last 2 years. They don't believe. And I said, wow. So from that moment on, I felt like, we can run good. They're tough. They're physical. They do anything we'd ask them to do. We put them through a very hard January fourth quarter, pretty tough spring, and they would do anything we asked them to do. But one thing I noticed, unlike when I played at Arkansas, we all lived under one roof. As soon as the practice was over, they would scatter. Some live in this apartment, some live in this home, this rented house. just the freshmen were living on campus. And I said, man, we don't really know each other. And we don't spend much time together except on the field. And so I tried to start building this family type of deal of let's hang around a little bit together. It may be some ping pong after practice or something, with basketball. Let's do something. And took them swimming one day, I just wanted to see the camaraderie, the togetherness. Well, long story short, all of a sudden, this group really started loving one another. And as corny as that may sound, I think it's really important that you care for one another, that these band of brothers. And they'll tell you, if you called up any of these 98 teams or 2006, 7, if you call them up, they will tell you that they were so close with their brothers. And it was a band of brothers. And we got on this roll in 98 of 5-0, 6-0, 7-0. Man, when you start believing, man, that's when you start achieving. And so we got on this roll, and we kept harping on this. Togetherness, play for one another, let's be unselfish. And also, the previous 2 years, you led the league in penalties and turnovers. We're not doing that. We're not going to help anybody. We're going to take care of the most precious thing we have, and that's the ball, because when we got the ball, they can't score. And so just simple things over and over and over, and then all of a sudden you look up and our defense is taking the ball away, and they're getting the ball back to it. And then Clint Sterner, everybody were executing on the same page, and we're able to run the ball, and then you hit big play action passes with Anthony Lucas and Emmanuel Smith and Michael Snowden and these guys. I mean, so Davenport, big
Joe Dean,
6'7" Davenport, Joe Dean, is taking off and creating a mismatch. So, man, that's when it's fun. And so, hopefully, if you look at last year, there was turnovers. There's too many. Take care of the ball. It's little bitty things and penalties and the lost yardage plays. All those things add up. And so, to me, if you do that and you have the closest team, watch out.
Yeah. Coach, tell us what the Alabama win did for you early in that 98 year and how maybe the Utah road game or the Georgia home game could be that moment for this team the way that Alabama game was to really make your message of believing to that team really come home, I'm guessing, that night when you beat Alabama the way you did. How could Utah or Georgia be that for this team?
Well, it could be huge. It could be huge because, nobody really gave us a chance against Alabama. And we were the underdog. And I never will forget Wednesday night. There was a Wednesday night. We didn't have too good a practice Wednesday. And I felt like, I'm sure they felt the coaches a little bit, this was to me, Bear Bryant, who recruited me in Alabama. You have this, this vision of these great, great teams and these great players. And they had a guy by the name of Sean Alexander, a tailback that was phenomenal.
Yeah.
And so I have these visions at night, on Monday night, Tuesday night, this guy running up and down the field in Razorback Stadium. We can't stop him. And I remember going to Keith Burns. I said, Keith, we got to tackle the tailback now. And he said, we're going to tackle him, Coach. We're going to tackle him. He's going to feel us. And so all of a sudden, we jumped on them. And we're running the ball and we're staying on count. And what I mean by that, we had some good 3rd and 3s, we wasn't 3rd and 12 or 3rd and 10. We really manageable 3rd down and winning those 3rd downs, staying on the field. And all of a sudden you look up and it's 42-6. And I'll never will forget Sean Alexander there towards the end of the 4th quarter. He breaks through a little bit. Instead of going to take on a safety, he slides down. And I said, my goodness. This team has broken their will. And so that gave us confidence. To answer your question, that game right there gave us the confidence of, hey, we can beat anybody. We can beat anybody in the country. And so I think one of those wins like that for Coach Silverfield, especially on the road, it will boost you. It will just be like it's jet fuel for confidence. And it's just well, if you can get one of those, it just takes your locker room to a completely another level.
You mentioned the term belief earlier. I know Coach Broyles, you had a chance to obviously work for him, and I wonder, Coach, where did you get the ability to inspire belief? Was it him? Was it your dad? I mean, that's an ability and a skill set you have that not a lot of Arkansas guys have. Where did that come from?
Well, I'm a fortunate victim of circumstance because I had the greatest teachers and parents ever at home. And my dad was a coach who played for Adolph Rupp and Henry Iba, two of the greatest basketball coaches. And my dad roomed with Eddie Sutton his sophomore year. And then I had the privilege to play for Eddie Sutton. And then on the bench, don't forget Pat Foster, one of the greatest coaches there is. He goes on to become a great head coach. Gene Cady. And so you add Lou Holtz and Jimmy Johnson. I had a lot to learn from. But it started with my father because at the Arkansas School for the Deaf, he spent 33 years. They were always the underdog. And so I had this underdog mentality of we got to sweat for one another. We got to believe in one another. We got to play harder because, it doesn't take talent to be on time. It doesn't take talent to maybe work a little harder. It doesn't take talent to be prepared. And it doesn't take talent to have a good attitude. And so to me, that's what's important. I love being the underdog. I love going to LSU and Baton Rouge when they don't think we have a chance. And that's when you shock the world. And it can happen. It can happen. But you got to believe it. It starts at the top, then your coaches, and then your seniors. I think your seniors are very important. And this is what's different. It goes back to your first question. This is what's difficult because a lot of the guys that are here now, the 50 new guys, they hadn't been here for 3 or 4 years. And so they don't truly know right now everything Coach Silverfield wants done, the blueprint. But they're learning. But it's a fast track, and you got to do it quick. But, boy, if you can be unselfish, totally believe, take the blueprint from Coach Silverfield, and get to the fourth quarter, up 3, down 3, watch out. And if you somehow you flip it and you win, and you gain that confidence, winning is a habit. It's like anything. It's like losing. And if you get that habit, the right habits, there's nothing like the one thing I miss not having a team in 15 years, it's this. It's the celebrated locker room. You go in there with everybody wet a sweat, a little bit of blood here or there, and it's the words, we did it.
Yeah.
We did it. There ain't nothing like it.
You've still got some fire in your belly. I mean, I can tell in the 15 minutes we've talked to you. I know you stepped aside from the broadcasting duties to spend more time with your grandkids, but I wonder, being back on campus, is there a desire to do something on the administration side, the Razorback Foundation? Is that something you would entertain?
Well, I just always being from Arkansas, you love your state. You got a lot of pride. Right now, I got a pretty good schedule. I speak to about 7 to 10 football teams a year and about 15 corporations, and then as you mentioned, maybe a little radio, but it's 3 grandsons, age 5, 3, and 1, and that's pretty important. So I got a pretty good schedule right now. So, nobody's really, asked me in the last few years to do anything, and I got a pretty good schedule. And you don't ever know what the future may hold, but right now, I like what I do, and I always loved August because I go to several teams, and I usually come speak where they hit the wall. With that, that first 10 practices is pretty tough. Although I don't think I always tease them. I said, y'all don't know what two-a-days really means because they don't do two-a-days anymore, So I tease the players wherever I go about, man, I really wish y'all could truly understand how good and how lucky you have it. And so I enjoy doing that because they hit that wall, and you really say the same. I always get what the coach is trying to preach and just take their message. And you hear it from a different voice, and sometimes it helps that team quite a bit during this time where they hit a wall and they start feeling sorry for themselves.
Yeah. They think it's hard now. They put Wilson Matthews in jail today, wouldn't they?
That's right. That's exactly right.
His practices are legendary for how tough they are.
Oh, legendary all the way.
Lions and Tigers and Bears, but there's only one Razorback. Do you have any idea those words would resonate the way they have around our state for 30 years?
You know what?
I mean, did you have any moment, any idea in that moment how that would become part of the lexicon here?
You know what's amazing is, first of all, that scene is that's the first home game in 1998 for us. And we're in that little 50-yard indoor, as you know. But, they raised they raised the gate, not the gate. They raised the.
It's a garage door, Yeah.
The garage door. There
Yeah.
you go. There you go. I couldn't find the word. They raised the garage door. But the timing of that thing, there was nothing scripted. You're looking in the eyes of these players that love Arkansas, and they've given so much. They haven't had any success, though. But they're focused, laser focused. And all of a sudden, our fans, that stadium of about 55,000, they're calling the Hogs. And I start getting these goosebumps on my neck. I said, my gosh, they're calling the Hogs. I said, do you hear that? Do you hear that? I mean, they've come, your brothers and sisters and mother, they've all come to see you. And so I never thought it would be, because I didn't even know anybody was filming it. Much less, we're not, that's the last thing on our mind. Somebody's filming that, the first pregame. But, man, it's really been the players. What I love is when Russ Brown and Chad Abernathy and some of these guys, Jonathan Luis, and these guys that live up in that area, they talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
And, it gets you excited now. It gets you excited, because I remember somebody taught me how to call those Hogs when I was about 4 years of age. So there's nothing like it.
Well, just listening to you, I think, gets a lot of us excited. I mean, there's no doubt about your love for this state, and I think how this state feels about you. I just wonder, that time period when you left here and under the circumstances went to Ole Miss, and, to say the relationship was strained would probably be a nice way to put it. What was that like for you personally, and then to go through that? How did you feel in that moment to go through that, and to have things the way they are today between you and the fans and this university?
Yeah.
I mean, you've seen the ups and the downs on both sides of it.
Yeah. I tell you, that was a very hard time, because, we just my last game, we beat LSU, the team that's going to go and be the national champions. And there were still some tough things. And really what I hate was my family, what they had to go through. I get to go in a meeting room and close the door and get lost. Your wife, Dinah, did such a great job with our kids. She had to go to the grocery store. She has to go take the kids to school and, hear things. And my kids had to hear things. And it was rough, very tough, very difficult. And then what's really tough is when, for the first time in my life, you go to an opponent's school. I've never been in the visitors' locker room at Razorback Stadium. You're talking about, it was a sick feeling. It was a feeling that was very uneasy, like, holy cow, what am I doing? And so I had 3 offers within 48 hours when I decided it's time for me to go. They moved Coach Broyles to the foundation, and I felt like, they still wasn't very happy with me after the LSU game. I said, it's probably time to go. So we had 3 choices, and probably should have picked another school, but I noticed that Ole Miss had athletes, and I love the SEC. But little did I realize that coming from that visitor locker room, that would put a knot in your stomach that was just really uneasy. Now, once we got out there, you start, it's on. You're just you're playing the game, and so when you're playing the game, you don't think about anything else. You're trying to help your team win, and so that was tough. But what felt great though was after that game, we did win. I tell you, the players they were lined up at the 50. Every one of them that we recruited, and Casey Dick and all these guys, Jake Beckett, and DJ Williams, and all of them. They just you love them, and you were in their living room telling them to be a Razorback, and here I am on the other side. Man, that was difficult. That was a hard deal. But then to answer your question, to fast forward.
Mm-hmm.
The little bit of hate that I did have towards the end, my daughter Haley has a restaurant up there in Bentonville now. Her and Brent, written by the Seasons, and she noticed and says, "Dad, it seems like we were eating there one night, and a lot of pictures, and people had a few of these Cotton Bowl tickets they wanted me to sign." And Haley says, "Dad, I think they like you a little bit better now than they did." I said, "That's it, Haley. You're right. I think 20-something years. I think that does it. I think you're right."
Well, there's so many good times that happened in your 10 years that I think we reflect back on those first, and it's an awesome time.
Right.
Coach, thanks for some time and a walk down memory lane this morning. We're getting a lot of text on our text line here about just the goosebumps that people still get when they hear you talk and the passion in your voice, and we appreciate you sharing a little time with us this morning.
Well, I appreciate y'all having me, guys. Thank y'all.
Houston Nutt, former head coach at Arkansas, and just still has it. I mean, you can hear it. It's still there.
Still fire in the belly. Yep.
100%. So, Coach Nutt and all of our guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Lewis Automotive Group, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years.
Didn't have time to ask him about the golf game, which I think is going good. I also wanted to know the origin. He mentioned Bear Bryant, who's very associated with the houndstooth hat. I'm curious, like, when he started wearing the straw hat, because that's always been association with
well, we can have
Nutt's.
him back sometime during the year. He's always gracious with his time, and I've got it. We don't have time now, but a story. I was fortunate enough to officiate with one of his players, Sparky Hamilton, and cool story about him and being in Mena one night and a phone call that maybe I'll tell that story some other time. But Coach Nutt's always gracious with his time and loves the fans here in this state. Hey, we're coming down to the end for the football trip of a lifetime. We're going to give that away this Saturday. Still one more chance to qualify. That's coming up tomorrow from 4 to 6 at Hardee's on Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. You can enjoy endless fries. You can download the Hardee's app and spin the wheel for great prizes, including an autographed poster Bubba Wallace, and we'll have the Morning Rush on Friday from 9 to 11 at Hardee's on Phoenix Avenue. This Friday, enjoy sausage biscuits for just $1.49. So you can be the office hero and take a sack of biscuits to work. That begins at 6 a.m., runs till 11 in all Fort Smith and Salisaw Hardee's locations. Saturday, we'll give away the trip to Vegas, guys. It's almost here with Hardee's and ESPN Arkansas.
I got our SEC update when we come back. Some things going on within the conference, including Von Miller heading to the Dallas Cowboys. It looks like Big C's favorite team. Continuing on a Hot Take Monday after this.
It's the summer event takeover at Lewis Automotive with sizzling deals and endless adventures. Lewis Automotive, serving North.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge. And when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
We've got big news from Roback. This entire week, Roback is launching its brand new collegiate collection, just in time for the fall season. And if you're an Arkansas fan, you're in luck. The Arkansas collection officially dropped, and there's plenty of inventory available. So whether you're headed to the stadium, watching from home, or just looking to upgrade your game day gear, now's the time to check out Roback's new Arkansas Collegiate Collection. Use the code RUSH26 for 20% off your first order. Roback, where action meets comfort.
David Bowie got more fame with his #1 hit titled Fame. John Lennon co-wrote and sounded some of the high notes. The last line in the first verse sums it up. Fame puts you there where things are hollow. John 12:43 tells us that many people rejected Jesus because they loved the fame of people more than the praise of God. Is it any wonder you get more fame by rejecting the name of Jesus? I'm Pastor E from Woodland. Think about it.
So I had pain in my feet for a good 20 years.
It felt like I was standing on marbles.
Something wasn't working with my feet. Was diagnosed with plantar fasciitis.
If your feet aren't comfortable, the rest of the body suffers.
So I went into the Good Feet store and bam. They wanted to make sure that they gave me the right arch support.
You put in the arch supports. To me, it was almost miraculous.
It really brought me back to being able to be me.
I can run, I can walk. This is not something that you could solve online.
Reclaim the good life with a free arch support fitting at the Good Feet store. Good feet, good life.
Taco Bell's new $3 melty pepper jack steak burrito. Luxuriate in premium grilled steak and new pepper jack sauce in the melty steak burrito. All that for only $3. That kind of looks might go to your head.
Can I have a steak knife?
You may not.
Until you chew it.
The $3 melty pepper jack steak burrito. Now joining the Lutz value menu with 10 items, each just $3 or less. Only at Taco Bell.
Big old slab. C'est bon, sacale.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite, white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Football is back, and whether you've been betting for years or you're just looking to put a little action on the games, MyBookie is where I'm playing this year. Find a play you like and take a shot. You can find the action you want and bet it wherever you are when the game kicks off. And if you're new to the club, the Bet Back bonus gives you protection on your first play. Sign up with my promo code HOGS. Opt into the Bet Back bonus and take your first shot with a safety net. If your first wager loses, you'll get it right back. Bet on anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. Must opt in to use the Bet Back bonus.
3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
The SEC is the best conference in America.
The tough will survive in this game, and I feel like the SEC is the toughest.
Arkansas is the SEC champion. You know, every game is a dogfight. We're about to be tough there is. Week in and week out, you're going to play some of the best, the biggest, the fastest.
But this afternoon is a day for the Razorbacks to celebrate. Arkansas wins the tournament.
Where opponents' dreams come to die.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush.
I always say this on defense. We want to take the football away and not allow the explosive plays. I can live with if you guys come and say, well, Ryan, you guys won the game 12-9, but the defense gave up 500 yards. Cool. Great. Let them give up 600. If we can, all I care about is points allowed. Today, there's too many explosive plays, and part of that is we've got to be better with that. We can't allow the explosive plays because we don't want to get into those no matter what you look at it. We don't want to get in shootouts or any of those things. We got to play complementary football.
That's Ryan Silverfield talking about the explosive plays. Arkansas ranked 128th in 20 yards or more given up this last season. I know that's something that he would like to see. Definitely on the uptick. They had 69 of those plays that they gave up last year, and evidently they gave up a good chunk of them in the scrimmage yesterday.
Well, and that, something's going to be talked about, and you wonder, well, is the offense making plays or the defense, got gaps and, go back and forth some. But as he talks about there, and the two kind of go together, but they don't. You can give up a bunch of yards. Arkansas had a team early in Pippin's, had a bunch of yards between the 20s, couldn't score in the red zone. You can have a bend, but don't break defense. But in the end, the points are what matter. He talked, hey, if we win the game 12-9 and they gave up 600 yards, so be it. But those explosive plays are what kill you because it's almost like they're worth a little bit more in points because they morally devastate you when someone just takes one to the house and you have this big defensive breakdown. And generally, explosive plays are about missed assignments.
What do you always talk about with Shad Williams in 02? We were talking about the great 98 where you stoned Sean Alexander, but he goes 80 yards. And then
First play from scrimmage, night game. I was on the east side of the stadium, popcorn and drink in hand. Touchback, opening kickoff. They're going to the north end zone, and Shad Williams gone. Before the popcorn got hot, just took all the air out of the stadium. So yeah, those things will kill you.
Happen from time to time. All right, keeping your SEC update going. You like this Von Miller potential signing, Big C?
Yeah,
with the Cowboys.
I do like it. It shows that they're at least trying to do something on the defensive line, trying to replace Parsons a little bit, but. Like I said earlier, he's going to give you some depth there and he'll get some sacks there, but he's nothing like he used to be.
But yeah, it's exciting. The name Von Miller. I mean, when I think of him, I think about how big of a beast he was at A&M, and he's an 8-time Pro Bowler, I think. So pretty impressive.
The former Texas A&M Aggie expected again to sign, according to Adam Schefter, with the Dallas Cowboys. Speaking of Texas A&M, they're wearing their camo uniforms against the Razorbacks in the initial return to College Station on October the 3rd.
So are they listing out their uniforms for each home game, or how do we know that?
I just saw that it's in honor of something military.
Okay, maybe it's military night or
yeah,
something.
It's military related. I know they have that here in Fayetteville, but it's something.
It's an October 3rd game, so well, that's fine. I mean, I don't think which jerseys they wear is going to make the difference in the ball game. So
last thing, Joe Dean Jr. passed away, the longtime voice of SEC basketball, Raycom Sports, Jefferson Pilot. Grew up in Baton Rouge.
String music, Timmy B.
Played at Mississippi State. Was part of the. You heard Coach Nutt talking about his father playing with under some great coaches. He was a part of the '78 Kentucky staff. But yeah, one of the iconic voices of SEC basketball passed away.
And that was a shame when the SEC network came in. I don't know if he didn't make the transition or it wasn't very long, but I always enjoyed listening to him call the games.
Mm-hmm.
And remember having him on the show at a SEC basketball media days. And he was one of these that pounded the pulpit about basketball didn't get enough coverage in this league, and football was suffocating out the importance on a national scale of this league in basketball. He was right. I don't think anything ever got done about it, but he was 100% right in the sermon he went on preaching year after year after year at those events. So good guy, really good guy. All right, that's the SEC updates brought to you by Bet Saracen and the Bet Saracen app. Major League Baseball already passed the trade deadline. Are we officially in wild card and division series chases? Are we far enough along to say that with a month and a half to go? I think that's kind of where we're at here as we look through that. WNBA games and, of course, NFL preseason. All the games, the odds, and even college preseason stuff is on there as well. Download it now. Apple app or Google Play Store. Arkansas's only local sports betting app is the Bet Saracen app.
All right, have any of y'all seen the travel ball pictures of kids that are signing with different teams? I looked it up this morning. Between cost of the team, lodging, food, and everything else, some parents are spending an average of $7,000 a year per kid on travel balls.
They're signing with teams now.
They're announcing like these signing. Think of a high school signing day of a kid that's making a decision to go off to college.
Big production.
Yeah. Well, that is now becoming a thing in travel ball for these elementary and middle school kids.
That's not the most outrageous thing I heard over the weekend or read about over the weekend.
What is?
Rush coaches. So now moms and dads are hiring coaches to help their daughter navigate bid week and rush the whole process there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what they're getting in some places?
$6,000 to $7,000.
$12,000 to $15,000. They're paying out for this stuff.
Oh, my gosh.
At the more prestigious schools with the more prestigious sororities.
What a crop.
Trying to get in.
Jamie Chris.
Is it that competitive? You need someone to coach you up on that, I guess?
I'll ask my bonus sisters. They went through it. I didn't go through it, obviously, on the sorority side. So
What happens on the frat side? How does that – I never – was that a point where I got to do that?
Drink beer and –
how do you decide which one you're going in? How do they decide if they want you?
It's like the Animal House.
Were you
process.
in one?
I was in the Christian one. I got in when I got in
so
trouble.
You were drinking beer?
When I got in trouble freshman year, I had a bid to one leading into the second semester, and it was known as the drug fraternity on campus. My parents weren't too keen on me moving forward with that. So, yep. That's just it's a lot more relaxed and chill on the guy side than the girl side. I mean, just the reactions you see on social media.
What's the worst thing you had to do? Was it like that? Were you?
Nah, I mean, from a hazing. I mean, there are things that happen on U of A's campus like there has been on other campuses across the United States. It's well documented. There's good and bad with both things. I think the girls go through a lot more stress. It seems like
seems like it. We got a teammate here whose daughter went through that this weekend. I know it was a stressful week leading up to that. So, anyway, you talk about, I mean, I guess all this goes on. And if you don't get in where you want or you don't get in at all, I guess it's just like ruined your entire collegiate experience.
It's very heavy in the South. In certain other colleges in the Midwest or North, it's not as not a big thing. But there's just a lot of tradition and heritage with fraternities and sororities. I had friends that were in a lot of them. I had others that weren't. It's kind of it's a status thing to a certain degree.
You think?
Yeah. Well, on both sides. So that's kind of what it it's kind of what it is. There's
and it's not cheap anymore.
Nope.
Pretty pricey to be a part of that. But yeah, I guess that's the we need to open up an agency to have sorority coaches, I guess. We need to recruit the best ones and then take our cut. Sounds like we could make a living. It's a very short-term seasonal business, but it sounds like we could make some hay there.
That's an industry that is the markup it sounds like it's pretty insane from that figure you just listed out.
Is there an NIL portal in the sorority world? Do they have an NIL? Can you transfer through the portal?
Even Coach Silverfield mentioned in his press conference yesterday, mentioning rushes.
Yeah.
Rushes over. So even the head football coach here at Arkansas has noticed.
When I drove through campus the other day to go to practice, I mean, they had all their decorations out, their tents on the yard. I mean, you could tell that, it was a busy time. It was active there as you drove through Maple, and then I cut over there by the stadium to come down to the practice field.
I've said many times, as much as I love this job, and I get to do some awesome things, and I have for the last 8 years, there's no better job as a single college male than being a houseboy at a sorority. There's no better job you'll have in your entire life than just free food, you get paid, and you're around cute girls all day long. There's no better job in society than being a houseboy at a college sorority.
And you still didn't find Mrs. Wright.
I didn't find Miss Wright. I was dating I was dating a fantastic girl my senior year and screwed that up like I have every other semi relationship in my entire life.
What did you do?
I just
your senior year of college?
A dip, you know what? Yes.
Oh,
yes.
So you dated.
Semi, yes.
We have reports of a girlfriend.
Talking. It was called talk. You call it talking then.
Talking?
Semi, yes. I screwed that
What do you
up.
call it now then?
At 31, last leg, last hope. What else you throw
Talking?
out there? Talking. No, I don't use that phrase and stuff anymore. I still try to keep up to date with certain phrases and certain things that are being said from the high schoolers in college. And there's some stuff that I just have like no idea what they're talking. You go through that as a parent.
Yeah, the lingo that comes, and that's probably not even the right verbiage, but yeah, the things I hear around. Now we're on this deal where no matter what you say, my daughter's into this. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Hey, 2 + 2 = 4. No, it didn't. No, it didn't. I mean, just to be annoying. There's rage baiting, but I guess there's annoyance baiting. So now I guess that's a big deal now, or it is with her at least. So they do that to each other all day. Boy, that's fun.
That just sounds annoying.
Oh, it is.
I
think that's the intent.
I think I'm convinced that the last fun generation as a kid or even in college was mine. Because while social media was a thing back then, it wasn't as heightened and it wasn't as quote-unquote needed as it is now. And there were still things like you do as a 90s and early 2000s kid that now don't even exist. They don't even seem like they're having fun as kids anymore because of everything.
Came along with the birthday month generation.
Yeah.
You ever hear anyone say that anymore? What's my birthday month? Run.
I haven't.
Run.
I haven't said that. And
Run.
Nor do I plan on ever saying that.
If someone says, hey, it's my birthday month, and they're serious about it, as though their birthday should cause for a 30-day celebration.
Hey, you don't have to worry about this anytime soon, but my buddies.
Run.
There's this new thing. Have you heard of the baby moon? You got to take your wife somewhere.
Oh, you mentioned this. Yeah.
my buddies are like, dude, I got to pay for this kid, and now I've got to shell out $5,000 on this stupid baby moon. The baby moon, for those that don't know, is now in certain realms of society, men are expected to take their wife somewhere special right before she gives birth.
Oh my God.
which, again, you have to account for all these new expenses that are about to enter your life with the kid, the crib, daycare, anything else. But no, you got
daycare.
$5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 on this trip right before all these things, the hospital bill, everything else that's about to be an onslaught in your life. But that's a thing. My buddy was contemplating. He wasn't actually, but he's like, "Ty, I'm really thinking about getting a divorce over this baby moon crap." He didn't, luckily. He's got but man, that's just that's another stupid thing outside of the months that you could add to the list.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Anything else on your mind?
I thought Coach Nutt was great. Yeah. Derek in Fayetteville says
we've had a lot of feedback on that.
Being the Bud Light Morning Rush podcast after the show, still like he pointed to his father who had was coached by, he said, what, Adolph Rupp, Joby Hall. I know we don't
roommates with Eddie Sutton.
Yes, it's a pretty
good list. Yeah,
national champion, Final Four, Hall of Fames. I mean, that's basketball. Now, Nutt, Matt's talked about this on halftime. Those pickup basketball games back in the day were like legendary. Him and the rest of the coaching staff, they'd have practice or they'd have camp or whatever, and they'd go play at Bud Walton at night. There was no Eddie Sutton practice facility back in the day. They played Bud Walton. I don't know if they played the Hyper, but that was the thing back in the day. I don't think he's playing now, but didn't ask him.
Well, when your friends get serious about this baby moon, maybe you just suggest to them Gaston's White River Resort.
Okay. I can
take your wife fishing, right? But I mean, I think that'd be a very romantic. Hey, honey, I'm going to take you on a water ride down the beautiful White River. We'll catch trout. We'll cook them stream side. Nothing could be more romantic than a trip to Gaston's. But seriously, that might be a good getaway and keep you close enough to your doctor and your hospital, right? So you can go to Gaston's and accomplish a lot of different stuff and not spend that, what'd you say, $5,000, $6,000, $8,000?
A lot of money.
Some of these guys are shelling out. See if you can talk. You know you've got the right one when she says, yes, let's go to Gaston's, because I hear it's a first-class time every time. Absolutely. Even with baby on the way. So Gaston's White River Resort for all occasions. Maybe even a baby moon. 870-431-5202. It's 870-431-5202. Gaston's White River Resort. A first-class time every time.
It's the summer event takeover at Lewis Automotive with sizzling deals and endless adventures. Lewis Automotive, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years and home of the Lewis Guarantee.
It's peak grilling season, and nothing hits the flame quite like beef. From hearty steaks to crowd-pleasing burgers, the rich flavor and perfect sizzle make every cookout worth gathering for. So fire up the grill, bring on the heat, and serve the taste that defines summer. Beef, it's what's for dinner. Funded by beef farmers and ranchers. Courtesy of Beef, it's what'sfordinner.com.
At United Federal Credit Union, our checking accounts meet you where you are. Free checking gives you everything you need with no strings attached. Safe Spend lets you set debit card limits for the whole family. And Ultra Checking rewards higher balances. Plus, our digital banking and mobile app let you manage it all in one place. Visit unitedfcu.com/checking to get started. United Federal Credit Union. We get you. Insured by NCUA. Membership subject to eligibility. Free checking with e-documents. A $2.50 fee applies for each paper statement if you are not enrolled in e-documents.
Don't mess with the big dog on that one.
This is the Morning Rush.
Taco Bell's new $3 melty pepper jack steak burrito. Just one taste of the premium grilled steak and new pepper jack sauce, and that kind of lux might go to your head. And for just $3, how could it not? But even as you're enjoying the tender premium steak and cheesy opulence, try not to ask the waiter for a steak knife. Experience the Lutz Value Menu with 10 items, each just $3 or less. Only at Taco Bell. Limited time at participating stores while supplies last. Prices vary. Tax extra.
Back to school season is here, and great internet is essential for today's students. Wave Rural Connect can help with affordable, reliable fiber internet and strong Wi-Fi for homework, streaming, and multiple devices all at once. Get our connected home plan for just $56.95 a month. If you need more speed for a current plan, call us to upgrade. Wave Rural Connect, fast fiber internet, friendly customer service from a local provider. Visit waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372.
The Solid Rock has been locally owned for over 46 years. When was the last time you were there? So much more than a bookstore. They have Christian t-shirts, church supplies, Bible studies, devotionals, home decor, gifts, and of course, a large selection of Bibles. And Bibles are engraved free of charge while you wait. Now, you can get custom laser engraving on select gift items and some Bibles. Located next to Sam's Club on South 74th, The Solid Rock is your source for faith-based books, music, clothing, and more. The Solid Rock, 452-4844.
Up to $6,000 off and 1.9% financing for 60 months or 2.9% for 72 months on new 2026 GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Get the rebate and low financing on an all-new GMC Sierra. There's one last 2025 GMC Hummer SUT. Save $15,000 off. Hurry before it's gone. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Hey, Fort Smith, have you seen the all-new Bass Pro Shop outpost on Bass Pro Drive off Rogers Avenue? Step inside and check out the Pradco store within a store, where you can create something truly one of a kind. Pick from iconic lure shapes like the Booyah One Knocker or the Bandit 100, to name only a few. And have it custom autographed just the way you want it. It's fun, it's personal, and it's only at the brand new Bass Pro outpost. Swing by today and make your own custom lure.
Championship caliber teams like the Razorbacks rely on proven performers. So do smart businesses. That's why Datamax proudly partners with Kyocera Office Technology, recognized by Keypoint Intelligence for delivering the industry's most consistent color performance. Kyocera is built for reliability, security, and results you can count on. Combined with the local service and support you've trusted for years, it's a winning combination for your business. Datamax, relevant technology, raving results.
Wes, how many people can a large pizza feed?
About 4.
So I should tell Cousin Jeff 1.
Oh, wow. He's a big eater.
The biggest. He once got kicked out of an all-you-can-eat diner because they ran out of food. How many can a small pizza feed?
I'd say 2.
Our small pizza at $15 is a meal for 2? We should advertise this. That goat'll hunt.
Dog.
What you call me?
That dog will hunt.
Wes, dogs are man's best friend. Goats are the true hunters.
Goats?
Billy Goat Jr.'s Grammy was trained to chase squirrels, cats, birds, and rabbits. We could hear her for miles through the brush. And she'd circle them right to us.
You're not serious.
As serious as a meal for 2 for $15.
You're an interesting cat.
What you call me?
A meal for 2 for $15. Eat Jim's RazorbackPizza.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
It's the summer event takeover at Lewis Automotive with sizzling deals and endless adventures. Lewis Automotive, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years and home of the Lewis Guarantee.
Chris, I mean, he just emerged as that receiver that when in doubt we can go to at all times. So, I mean, really just adding him to the team and really just knowing where he's at almost every play and just him making plays every day just to prove that he can be the receiver one on the team. I mean,
That's A.J. Hill talking about Chris Marshall, who really is expected to be the number 1 wide receiver on this football team now. It seems like from the different coaches, whether it's Larry Smith, Tim Cramsey, Coach Silverfield, some of the other players, thinking that guy's probably going to lead you in receiving yards this fall.
Maybe, and we need Crutchfield to be a big part of it too, with his speed and explosive nature. So CC could be a big part of it as well.
All right, Coach Nutt joined us this morning. He'll be in the Bud Light Morning Rush podcast. We'll have some stuff in that. Appreciate everyone joining us on this Hot Take Monday. Coming up, we've got Alyssa Orange, Matt Jones, Colton Little. Halftime is on the way next.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936.